When I started my handbag collection, I was the type of person that said, I only buy expensive handbags. I will never spend so much money on a pair of shoes. And then again, here we are. Hi everyone, and welcome back. My name is May if you are new here, also known as Miss Leva on my YouTube channel. And today I wanted to share with you guys my very small but hopefully growing designer shoe collection. So I was always okay with spending a lot of money on handbags. I knew that handbags were my thing, and if I really liked it, I knew that I would either save for it or work towards it and one day hopefully achieve it and have it in my collection. However, shoes were totally a different story. I always felt so bad investing money in expensive shoes just simply because I felt like they're gonna be on the ground, they're bound to get dirty, they're bound to get a scratch, they're bound to possibly break depending how much you use them. So I never really felt like that was something, excuse me. So I never really felt that that would be something that I would get into. But like I said, here we are. Last year we actually did a trip to Paris, and I knew that I wanted to officially start adding some designer shoes into my collection. For the most part, just like handbags, I'm sure that you can find similar styles or dupes to these type of shoes. However, I knew that I wanted to venture out because I wanted to see what all the hype was on designer shoes. I know that handbags, sometimes you spend a little bit more money, but you're totally getting amazing quality, you're getting the history, you're getting so much behind that price tag. And I was wondering if it was the same thing for shoes. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't just gonna go buy a shoe to try out, to see if it would be okay for the price point. But I did know that I had a few shoes in my wish list that I wanted to add over time. So since I only have 2 pairs, I thought I would incorporate them and do a little small review video for you guys, sharing my thoughts and what I feel and how they've worn over the period of time that I've had them. And then I also wanted to add a little bit of a wish list at the end of this video, just sharing the shoes that I currently have in mind that I feel would be suitable for my lifestyle and that I would actually wear in order to go out or hang out or just, during trips and so on and so forth. So make sure you stick around until the end in order to find out what's on my wish list. Alright, so starting with the first pair that I am absolutely in love with to this day, and those are my Valentino caged Rockstud sandals. Now, these are in the shorter heel. They do have ones, I think these are 55, they have 70, and then I think they have 100. I'm not too sure, but I'll make sure to link these exact ones down below. And like I mentioned, we went to Paris last year, so I've had these for about 5-6 months now. And I knew that I wanted to add them there. I was totally inspired by Lydia. If you follow fashion and luxury, I'm sure you know who she is, but she has this pair of sandals, I think in every color. And recently she had been pairing them a lot with like these beautiful maxi dresses, and I was so drawn to them every time that I would watch her vlogs. So I knew I wanted to start off with a pair of sandals as my first designer shoe piece. I live in Miami, I've mentioned this before, so sandals for me are something that I gravitate to no matter what, just because in my opinion they're just easier to dress with my style in particular as well. So that's why I went ahead and added these. Now, when I knew that I wanted to add the Rockstuds, I kept on going back and forth between this color, the black color, and then they have this stunning camel color. However, when I was in Paris, they didn't have the camel color in stock, and I felt like this was a really good neutral to start off with. I felt like this color would match with everything. I actually got the matching belt to go along with it too. But overall, I have no regrets in choosing this color. I think it's perfect. It really goes well with all of my outfits. It goes well with jeans. It goes well with black clothing. It goes really nicely with any type of dress that I might have. So overall, I'm really happy that these actually worked out for me and my lifestyle. Now I wanted to do a little mini review. Like I mentioned, the shoe itself is gorgeous. I think it's a beautiful silhouette for a sandal. It kind of has this gladiator look with a little bit of a high tie here. It just really gives my leg a really nice edgy look, but at the same time very classic. I hope that makes sense. So I really like the style of the whole sandal itself. Like I said, I wanted to start off with this heel height just because I felt like I would be able to use it more often, and I have. I've used it during the day, I've used it for nighttime, where if I would have probably gone for the thinner heel type, I would have just been able to use that one more at night times or for fancier events. So I felt like the chunky heel would give me the opportunity to dress up and down. So that was a fantastic choice, I think, on my behalf. I gotta say that the chunky heel makes the shoe itself very, very comfortable. I've walked in these shoes and I have no complaint about them whatsoever. Keep in mind they are a strappy sandal, so this strap here in the front, depending on the width of your foot, can be a little bit uncomfortable. I do tend to have a little bit of wider feet in the front, but luckily enough, I can't say that they have been uncomfortable for me. The first time I wear them, this part over here kind of rubbed against my pinky toe a little bit. But after that, I think they just got adapted to the width of my foot, and I have no complaints whatsoever after the first time I wore it. Like I said, even though it doesn't have a platform here, they are still very, very comfortable, just simply because the heel height is not too much. For sizing reference, I did want to mention I went down half a size just because these type of strappy heels tend to make my feet slide from time to time. I don't get very sweaty feet, I know TMI, but I want to make sure that I'm giving you the best review that I possibly can. So my feet don't get very sweaty, but I guess since your feet are arched with this type of sandal, they just naturally will tend to slide. However, like I mentioned, this strap right here tends to keep my foot in place just because I do have a little bit of a wider foot. So I could have totally gone with my regular size. I'm a regularly 7.5 and I went with a 7. My heel doesn't come off, but it literally just hits right there. So I got it a size or half a size down, thinking that my foot would slide, and then I didn't want it to show too much. But the fact that it doesn't slide, it just hits at the end of the shoe, which doesn't bother me whatsoever. I just now know that for the future, I would probably go with my regular size. If you do have a slimmer foot, then I would highly recommend you size down just for that reason, because your foot will probably slide over time, especially in this type of style of sandal. Now, as per the wear of tear of the shoe, I have to say that they are holding up very, very well. I was pretty scared because of the color. It is a very nice, light, kind of powdery pink. And for that reason, I felt like they would get dirty really quick, but it's been quite the opposite. Every time I take them off, I do wipe them down just so that I can care for them a little bit better. But even with that, the heel in the back, it doesn't have any chippings whatsoever. It really hasn't gotten damaged at all. Even the front part here, I'll try to see if I can bring it close to you guys. There. The front part there has no chipping also, so they've really held up well. A lot better than I expected, to be honest. The main reason I mentioned that I had never ventured into designer shoes was because I would be terrified of them getting damaged or broken or dirty and me not being able to fix them. But thankfully enough, I've had a lot of luck with these and they've actually held up super well. I'm looking forward to being able to use them a lot more now in the spring and summer season. And to be honest, I really don't think I have anything negative to say. I've mentioned how comfortable they are, how well they suit with my style, how great it is that I did choose a smaller heel. So I personally have nothing negative to say about these shoes. If you are considering adding them to your collection, I would highly recommend them. After I bought those and saw how great they've turned out, I started looking into other designer shoes. In Instagram, I follow a lot of luxury YouTubers and influencers through Instagram. So obviously they share a lot of either shoes, handbags, so on and so forth that they buy and they wear and they use. So I found these through Lux Mommy, and her name is Amanda, and she shared them, I think in a haul or in a post or something like that, and I was automatically in love. And they are my Burberry, I think they're called Jacquard sneakers. I'll make sure to link both of these down below for you guys in case you guys are interested. I went with the white option, but they do have various colors. They have this leather part either in white, in nude, or in black. But for me personally, I love a good white sneaker, and then I absolutely love this detail that they have here on the side. But at the same time, the white sneaker just looks very clean in my opinion, and it goes really well whenever I'm dressing casually. Now, I know I said that since I live in Miami, I gravitate more to sandals, and that goes more with my style. However, during the fall and winter, I really do like to wear a pair of white sneakers and pair them with like jeans, a nice cardigan, even a coat. So for that reason, I knew that these would be perfect to add to my collection. I got them when we were in Chicago earlier on this year, so around January. So they came in super handy for the rest of the winter season. And I've worn them a couple of times, so I definitely have a couple of pros and cons about them. So I have mentioned before how I need to have a comfortable shoe. Like if my feet are uncomfortable, I really turn into a whole different person. And these shoes are definitely not that comfortable shoe category. Don't get me wrong, you can totally wear them for a few hours. I've worn them to go out walking like in a mall, so maybe 3 or 4 hours. And then I've worn them just to maybe go grab lunch and walk around for a little bit. So a couple of hours you'll be good for. However, 7, 8, 9 hours, like I'm talking about going on a trip with these shoes, and these shoes being the ones that you decide to walk in for the whole entire day to sightsee. No. I do not recommend that. The shoe itself is slim, so maybe it's just me because I have a wider foot like I mentioned. So for me, it gets to a point where it starts getting tight at the front of the part of the shoe. Also, they're very, very flat and they have no cushion whatsoever on the bed of the foot. I have considered adding maybe some sort of like jelly insert or something like that. So I'll make sure to do that, and I'll keep you guys posted. I'll post maybe like a mini review on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me there. But aside from that, I feel like they're just not a all day comfortable shoe to wear. I love them and I love how chic they are, and like I said, I really like the look that they give when you put a really nice like monochromatic outfit, all black, you know, black jeans, black top, and then the shoes. The little classic Burberry pops here on the side. But they are definitely not a shoe that I would recommend for you to get if you're considering using them as like your everyday walking shoe. I've also had these for a less period of time. It's been about 3 months, and I've used them probably about 3 to 4 times for those couple of hours. So maybe over time the leather will start stretching. I mean, I have heard that with leather shoes, they do start to stretch out over time. So I'm hoping that is the case, and then that way they'll become a little bit more comfortable. Also, if I do add that gel cushion, I feel like it would be a little bit more of a better support on my heel. So regardless of the fact, I still think they're beautiful, but comfort-wise, they're just not there. I have a pair of Keds that I wear all the time when we travel, and those shoes cost me less than 50 bucks. They have like this memory foam cushion bed on the heel. They're amazing. I love them. And you know, I got them for literally 1/10 of the price of these. So it comes to show you that sometimes you get something just because you like it and you find it stylish, and that's okay. I'm super glad that I added them, and like I said, I really enjoy wearing them and I think they look very chic. But at the same time, I do realize that just because they're expensive doesn't mean that they're gonna hit all the buckets. They obviously don't. These are very cute, but at the same time, like I mentioned, it's not a shoe that I would recommend you to get if you're gonna be walking hours on end. I hope that makes sense. I know I rambled there a little bit, but I really just wanted to share my true, honest opinion. And then the last pair of luxury shoes that I almost forgot to add into this video are my Valentino jelly flip-flops. Now, as you can see here, I have them in their very classic colors. These are the nude with the nude Rockstuds, and then here we have the black with the gold black studs. I love these sandals, you guys. It's funny because I always loved the style of them, but I was like, oh my god, do I want to spend that kind of money on jelly sandals? And I bought a super cheap pair in some random little store that I found. They probably were like 19-20 bucks, and I loved how they looked on my foot, but they were very uncomfortable. So I actually had my sister-in-law that owned them, and I was like, do you like them? Like, are they comfortable for you? And she's like, I love them. And I would always see her even wearing it just to like go grab lunch or something like that. So I love the fact that it was the pair that you could wear to the beach, to the pool, but you can also use them to dress them up if you were doing like a beach vacation, or for us in particular that we lived in Miami and we wear sandals so much. Once I knew that I loved how the style of shoe went with me and went with my style and how much I gravitated to using them, I knew that I wanted to add these then to my collection. So these were actually my first designer pair of shoes that I added. I've had these for quite some time. I've had these for probably 4 or 5 years. And I've had the black for probably about 3 years. And I love that I have them both in very classic colors just because they're so easy to grab and go during beach season. During beach season, these are the sandals that I live in just because they're very comfortable to have for either the pool or the beach. Yes, they can get slippery, especially if you're wearing them, you know, around areas of water. But for the most part, they're very comfortable. If you are gonna use them to be walking around, you know, in the city or something like that, and your feet do get sweaty for any reason, do keep in mind that they could slip off. I've had it happen to me, not because my foot got sweaty, but because it was actually raining, and due to the rain, my feet got wet. So I was literally walking in a parking lot, and before I knew it, I had left my sandal like a mile away. So do keep that in mind. However, I have worn them to like go to the mall or just to walk around, you know, to grab breakfast and then walk around a specific area for the day for like a couple of hours. And I gotta say that they are so comfortable to walk in, and I just think they're so cute. I really love the Rockstud line from Valentino. I think that all their shoes are very elegant and very nice and very classic. So I hope to be adding a little bit more from that line into my collection. Now, getting into adding more shoes into my designer shoe collection, let's go ahead and discuss that wish list that I mentioned. And I did want to start with my first ones, and those are the Dior Slingback Ballerina flats. I'll make sure to insert photos somewhere here of the shoes. Now these in particular, they do have them in different heel heights, but I absolutely love the look of the flat ones. I have them here in the black color, but I personally would love the nude tone. I feel like just for me and my style, I would wear a nude color shoe a lot more than a black color shoe. And I love how the nude looks with the white canvas strap with the J'adore Dior. It's just so classic from them. Now, since these are all on my wish list, please comment down below if you have any of them. How do you like them? What are your thoughts? Be honest with me, you guys. I like to be as honest as I possibly can with you guys because I don't want you to waste your money on something that is not worth it. So give me the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't mind. I just want you to share any thoughts that you have possibly on any of these shoes that I'm considering. Next up, we have a pair of sneakers, and I feel like the Burberry sneakers just opened up a whole new idea of sneakers for me. The Jimmy Choo Pearl sneaker. You guys, like I said on my Instagram when I posted a little poll, I'm not a huge sneaker person, but I am a huge pearl person. I feel like pearls are just so classic for any wardrobe. I feel like you can do no wrong with pearls, and these sneakers do just that for me. I love that they are all white, and I actually went to see them while we were in Vegas, thinking that they were gonna be very loud with all the pearls, and they actually turned out to be the exact opposite. They're beautiful, they're so subtle. You can't really see the pearl unless you're like staring down at my feet, but just the fact that when you look down, you see such a beautiful shoe on your feet. I mean, it made my heart so happy. I do love that they do seem to have a little bit more of a platform, so I do feel like that's gonna make them a little bit more comfortable to walk in. And I feel like with the pearls, I can definitely dress it up or down. You know, here in Miami, I can wear it with maybe cute paper bag shorts and like a cute top, or I can just wear it with jeans and also a cute little t-shirt. I feel like there's so many ways that you can pair a nice pair of white sneakers. Those I think are at the top of my wish list at the moment, so we'll see if they make it home anytime soon. Now, sticking with the Valentinos, I definitely know that I want to add a little bit more of Valentino into my collection. I've actually been looking also at their handbags, but there really isn't anything that completely catches my eye. However, their shoes is a whole nother story. So as I mentioned, you know I loved the caged sandals. I definitely want to add a pair of black ones with the thin heel. I feel like in black, they're just gonna be so much easier to dress up. Either if you're going out to like a formal event and you need to put on a full-on gown, or even if you're going maybe to a nice dinner date, I feel like these shoes would look good with a pair of like skinny jeans and a really pretty blouse and a nice handbag. I just feel like the black and the thin heel are a must for like nice nights out. And as I mentioned, even though I couldn't find the camel ones in the block heel over in Paris when I added my first pair, those are still on my wish list, you guys. They are so stunning. I know for sure that those are some that will absolutely make it into my collection just because I lust over them so much, especially every time I see them either on Instagram or on YouTube or anything like that. Alright, now the last pair, I actually laugh because if any of the people that actually know me watch my videos, they're gonna be like, oh my god, May, you seriously just need to get these damn sandals already because I'm sick and tired of hearing you talk about them. And those in particular are the Chloe Woody sandals. And initially I wanted to add them in the white color with the Chloe in the black. And I went to the store. I'll try to see if I have a video of it. I know we filmed it, but I'm not sure if I have the video. But we actually went to try them out in a store, and my husband was like, you look like a mummy. You just look like they're wrapping something around your feet. And first of all, I couldn't stop cracking up. And second of all, after that, every time that I would see them, it would remind me of the mummy picture. So I've decided that I didn't want them anymore in that color. However, we recently visited Saks just one of these days to walk around, and they had them in this beige color, and I tried them on, and once again I fell in love all over again, and I added them back on my wish list. I feel like the nude is a lot better just because the straps of the shoes are so chunky that the fact that they are nude, they blend in with my foot a little bit more. I feel like they're also gonna be a lot easier to match just because the Chloe lettering is in white, so it blends a lot nicer with the nude. And with the bedding of the foot, if that's what it's called, that part in the bottom is nude as well. So I feel like that being nude, and then the straps, and then the lettering being a lighter color, it just makes the shoe itself look a little bit more classy and not too chunky, because there are other ones that look really chunky and that just takes away from the whole look. But they are back on my wish list. I feel like they're at a pretty good price point for being a designer shoe too, and being the fact that the straps are in fabric, I don't think that they'll be uncomfortable at all. So I'm definitely considering those, especially for now, spring and summer. I feel like I'll get a lot of use out of them. Alright guys, so that is it. That is my review of my small designer shoe collection and a wish list that I have curated over a period of a couple of months. I've been seeing different shoes pop up, but I really want to add something that's going to suit me and that's going to really go with my lifestyle. So as I mentioned, if you have any of them, please let me know down below what you think of them, any pros, any cons. I want to hear it all. And of course, I always like chatting with you guys so much about all these luxury goods that we either have or that we plan on adding to our collection, or that we lust over and never end up adding, but that's all okay. Thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to watch this video, and I hope to catch you all in my next one. Bye everyone.